Okay, cool. And we're live! Welcome everybody to the single edition of Eduardo Asylum slash Podcast Legend Killers. This time we got a man of mystery, a man who I thought sounded like Snoop Dogg but totally doesn't. We got soon to be on the GCW roster, as well as our special guest for this review, Eddie Nigma. Anything you want to say to the crowd, sir?
Boy, best there is, there was, and the best there ever will be. Snoop Dogg boys. How you doing?
Oh boy. So if you're wondering where we're coming around with the Snoop Dogg voice, okay, so let me share a little backstory. So Eddie Nigma and I have talked to each other through text only. So we have not spoken to each other like voice to voice one time up until now, right? So when I heard him go up to me saying with his deep voice going, yo, what's up, or whatever it is he said, right? He greeted me and I jumped out of my seat and I was like, oh shit. Next thing you know, I was like, what's up, man? All I see is Mr. E. Danky, which is his gamer tag, cheap plug. What's up, man? So I tell him that. Next thing you know, he's like, what's up, Eddie? And I'm like, well, shit, dude. Your voice was not what I expected it to be at all. And listen, for those that have him on Instagram, maybe not. If you don't already, Eddie Nigma, Eddie_Nigma. There you go. There's your cheap plug for today. You'll see what. You'll see his profile picture and then tell me you don't expect him to have a Snoop Dogg voice as well, because I see the dreads, I see the sunglasses, and I'm just thinking in my head, I'm reading aloud, and this is the most racist thing I could possibly think. This is, oh my god, this is GCW Snoop Dogg.
That's what happened when mysteries blow your mind.
Yeah, so, I was always curious about if I would ever actually hear this dude's voice, like, maybe until we actually, like, meet person to person, like, before our events or something. Anyway.
It's funny, the only two in GCW ever to hear my voice, that I've actually seen them in person, was Jamal and Britton. I used to work with Britton years ago. Yeah, Doc.
Yeah.
Doc Lesnar, another shameless self-plug.
There you go.
Well,
there you go. Check out his music too. Oh, okay.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never actually met his brother, Britt.
Oh, Brandon's really cool too.
And I met Jamal because he used to work out at a gym I used to work at. So.
Well, all right then. So, I'm curious. You looking forward to Elimination Chamber tonight?
Yes, I am. It's a very interesting card, one I'm pretty excited about. The brand split, I think, has been pretty good so far. SmackDown, I think, has been killing it as far as the pay-per-views and television shows go. So tonight, especially on the road to WrestleMania, I'm very curious as to how things are going to shape out, because Randy Orton winning the Rumble, I did not see that coming.
Your voice still throws me off. All jokes. Yeah, it's funny because, like, I was thinking this would have been the time for Sami Zayn to shine. I think if you're going to throw a rabbit out of the hat, you should have had him. Granted, he's a Raw guy, but I don't care. I love Sami Zayn,
I think it would have been more surprising, and it would have made the Rumble a little bit more special.
Yeah.
I don't really anything special about it this year.
Yeah, dude. I just can't. I don't have too many good words to say about it, which you can check on my previous podcast edition. Another shameless self-plug. Which, by the way, since I'm already plugging my shit in, do you like Doc Lesnar's music?
I do like Doc Lesnar.
Right. So that song "Rest in Paradise," right?
Right.
So he made a song. For those that don't know, he made a song tributing those that have died in the past, which I have made a music video to, and I thought was pretty cool, and I was very proud of making. So for those that want to check that out, go to my main channel, Eduardo Betancourt, and be sure to check that out as well. after you're done checking out this podcast. Anyway,
It's gonna be an emotional video, bro.
okay, so getting to all seriousness, let's go down this card and see where we could go. Pre-show we're gonna get we're getting Mohawkins, or aka the Kurt Hawkins.
Okay. Well, because he kind of needs this push. Hawkins has been trying to get over for years, dude. It just hasn't happened, and I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. I'm sorry, Kurt.
To be fair with you, I just honestly, I saw this coming from a mile away that they were gonna use Kurt, and then he's gonna be an afterthought, and that's why I don't really support too many of these rumored names coming back, because I feel like a lot of them are gonna have that same treatment. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. So as much as
a small few that can suffer through a few rebrandings and actually make it work, for the most part, it never does.
Yeah, and for the most part, if you have to do that, you have to be like this very, very seasoned veteran. Like Jericho, he saved his career, man. Like 2013 to 15, like I have a friend named Jordan who also is like on the podcast Legend Killers. He's my co-host. He does not like Christian for the simple fact at who he's become since his return in 2009. He claims Christian is a very basic character. His matches are very basic. His mic skills are very basic. Overall, he just kind of seems half-assed. And that's sort of how he feels about Christian is how I felt about Jericho for a majority of 2 years. I just could not stand the guy just losing matches and just doing nothing. And, you know, to me, it felt like a waste of space. But, you know, with the whole stupid idiot, you just made the list. Like, the guy, you know, he's a living proof that you can save a character.
Very true. And Jericho's also one of my favorite wrestlers. Like, I've been watching wrestling for way too long, over 25.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah. And Chris Jericho him and Shawn Michaels share my #1 spot as my favorite wrestlers of all time.
Really?
One of those guys, because, oh yeah, most definitely.
Mm.
Actually, they know how to reinvent themselves because they've been around the business for so long.
Yeah.
There comes a point in time in their career where I don't necessarily blame them, but I blame the creative team of WWE because there comes a point in time where they have these great characters who are at the peak of their careers, but they don't really know what to do with them. You know, and the rest of the ability, and that's where I get mad at, you know, the creative team of WWE sometimes. They're like, we have this talent sitting right in front of you, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
We are currently, by making Randy Orton win the Rumble, now I'm not saying that Randy Orton isn't talentless. The guy's like, he's going to be a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
But there's so much awesome talent out there right now. Like you said, Sami Zayn.
Mm-hmm.
Finn Balor was back. I was expecting Finn Balor to return during the Rumble and win it. And go for the Universal Championship, and that didn't happen.
Yeah.
What are you doing? So this road to WrestleMania is going to be interesting. Putting the belt back on John Cena, I don't think should have happened. Should have kept it on AJ and had him have a phenomenal run. No pun intended.
You know, it's funny. The reason I wanted Sami Zayn to win the Rumble is simply put because you have 3 different variety types you could pick from. Let's say he makes the jump to SmackDown. You got a potential babyface versus babyface in which you can have John Cena pass the torch, so to speak, to Sami Zayn, and he could like become the face of the company instantly right there. You know, he's already very well over. The kids love him. The internet loves him. You know, and it would have made perfect sense. You know, now if you got, yeah, and then you got Kevin Owens, which they have a very good feud together. They, you know, they make chemistry like I don't even know what example to make it. Like Jamal makes his insults. I don't know. And then you got AJ versus Sammy, which as well, you know, we've seen this match happen on Raw. We saw gold out of them. Now imagine them going an extra, you know, a 30-minute match, which I don't think they're going to go 35 or anything like that, but let's say they go 30 minutes, you know, that would be the perfect amount of time for them to just, you know, throw everything and their mother at each other, and everybody will love it, you know?
So mind-blowing. I mean, could you imagine an Iron Man match between the two?
Oh my God. I mean, I granted,
The level of like Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels,
yeah.
it'd be on that level as an Iron Man match, maybe even better.
Oh, I think it would be even better. I mean, because just in terms of like well, in terms of the storytelling, who knows? Because Sami Zayn is a great storyteller. So is AJ. Yeah. So like I know Brett and Sean were tremendous storytellers because they had story to begin with. Um, right. But now when it comes to in terms of like in the ring, I think they would blow this out of the water, in my opinion. Yeah.
Definitely. It takes me back to Sami Zayn's match with Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh my God, that was.
No way.
Yeah, dude. Like.
That is a WrestleMania worthy match, and I hope to see those two go at it again. I'm sure we will.
Yeah.
It's going to happen on WWE 2K17.
Yeah. Which actually, whoops, I almost forgot. Let's Oh wait, are you playing any games right now or?
That Power Rangers Mega Battle.
All right, all right. Well then, if that's the case, I'll just put on a match for the people to watch. Really, I'm not gonna play any games because, to be honest with you, I'm just kind of waiting for 2K18 to come out and have that stuff. Um, yeah. So I'm curious. Um, okay. Where were we at? So yeah, so I'm thinking, you got that right there. You got Sami Zayn versus AJ, which would have been amazing. Cena versus AJ, which also would have been amazing. I think that match right there would have deserved I think an Iron Man match. I think just for the simple fact of storytelling. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. That's why sometimes I would apply to be a WWE, right?
Yeah. Yeah, me personally, I can't do that. I just can't. I'll admit, creative is a hard thing to run. Yeah. So, okay.
All in all, though, I think Mojo Rawley should take it. I think he will take it. He needs to
Uh,
take it now.
that's true.
Want to continue Hype Brothers. Mojo Rawley annoys me sometimes.
Oh. Yeah, you got me there, honestly. I remember I saw him do this clap shit, I think at Survivor Series, where he was just like clapping his hands in front of his waist and then doing it in the back of his head. Like, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah.
I see that moment in my head right now. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. I couldn't. Like, I was just so mad. Like, here's the thing, like, in moments like this, like, people, you say the word cringe, which I hate that word so much, but this was one of those moments. Like, I watched this. Yes, I hate that word so much, I'm using it. That's how much I hated it. Like, literally.
The only reason I have Mojo Rawley's back is because I watched that breaking ground documentary.
Right, right.
You can see him behind the scenes, and it's like, you know what, dude, I'm pulling for you. I'm pulling for all those guys at the training center.
Yeah, yeah.
Done that, so it's like, you know what, dude, I'm pulling for you. So that's the only reason why I'm behind Mojo Rawley. It's
Yeah.
action to him behind the scenes,
It's funny. I was watching that Battleground. That actually got me or Breaking Ground, my bad. That actually got me into helped get me into Tyler Breeze more now, which
Thank you.
yeah.
I hope Breezango can become a very solid tag team. They have my support.
Yeah, they do too. Now, I pitched this idea that if you can't have them successfully be a tag team, I personally see more value in Tyler Breeze than Fandango. No offense.
I agree.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, let's say you have you want to save Tyler Breeze, right, or Fandango, whichever, and you have them have a split where where Tyler Breeze becomes the heel in this instance, and you have Tyler Breeze go over Fandango. And then as far as Fandango goes, well, that's how it goes. I don't know what you do with him.
After that, Fandango's career would sizzle, my friend.
Yeah. Yeah. But with Tyler Breeze, you have him go from there. You have him go to the mid cards. I think Tyler Breeze does have that potential of being a future WWE champion. Yeah, so
Give or take 3 to 5 years, though, I would definitely build him up as a solid IC or US champion.
I would say right now.
You think he's ready now?
Yeah, dude. I mean, with all the crap that he's put up with, here's the thing. Bray Wyatt has dealt with the same thing for 3 years, and it's taken him 3 years to finally get a title belt, you know? And, you know, with the staggering momentum that the guy's had, like, every time you think they're going to build him up, he just keeps losing and losing. Like, that's not what I would do, you know?
No, I would have put a belt on him a long time ago.
Exactly.
A heavyweight championship at that, you know?
Yeah.
It sucks that his first championship was a tag team championship. It's like, dude, that's like...
He lost the title. He wasn't even in the match. That's how bad I felt for him. But hey, at least they dropped it to American Alpha, which was really my surprise. I mean, I was so happy when I saw Randy Orton take the fall. I was like, wow, that is the most amazing thing. Like they built two.
Deserve it too, though.
Yeah, yeah, they deserve it. Oh man, I love how people get on the fans for chanting that, but yet they're part of the problem. Um, you know, it's funny. Speaking of that, I remember when the fans were chanting "You deserve it" at Dean Ambrose when he got the participation award. Oh man, that was that was too funny.
Dean Ambrose carrying the IC title.
Well, I mean, I'll admit it's a bit of a step down, but to be fair, you know, the guy's momentum did drop a little bit, and I won't even say through any fault of his own. Um, I think it was ever since that Stone Cold podcast, people kind of just stopped caring about Dean Ambrose, and it's just like it's kind of disappointing to see that his world title reign was 3 months long, rather than I think it should have gone at least 5 months, just kind of, you know, give him a little more of a chance. You know, I mean, this is the same guy who, you know, when Roman was suspended, had to work two nights, 2 nights a day. You know, like that's tough stuff. Um, yeah, so it's like, you know, the guy does a lot for the WWE, whether people realize it or not. You know, I mean, he's literally the reason they call him the cockroach is because like the guy literally has not sustained one injury. Like he has not had one injury since. Um, so like, yeah. So it's like, you know, you got to give the guy his credit. You know, sure his last month wasn't, you know, it wasn't great, which I completely disagree, but you know, it is what it is. Now, as far as him going to Intercontinental title belt, like I said, it's a bit of a step down, but not really surprising to me. I think I think personally, you just got to build him back up and, you know, make him a top star again. Because I think they eventually do. They have changed their mind on the guy. I think they're gonna see dollar signs in him. Um, now, now sometimes you don't need the world title to be a top star. Um, so I mean, if they reform the Shield or whatever, I guess you could do that. But but
Big rumor going around that I'm reading too.
yeah, yeah. Personally, if you're gonna draft Dean to Raw, then and have him reform with the Shield, by all means, I'll be all right with it. Um,
You know, if it were me, I would just have it a one night thing. I'd make it a special WrestleMania moment, but
yeah,
these guys to continue trying to make names for themselves in the single division.
yeah,
Three are very, very talented
yeah,
and deserve the heavyweight championship. I mean, look, personally, I'm a fan of Roman Reigns. I mean, I kind of get why people don't like him. There's part of me that doesn't get why people don't like him. So,
yeah,
man, he's a talented guy.
yeah. He is. You know, I'll admit, like me personally, I am the one guy who's neutral about him. Because here's the thing, he gives me so much reason to hate him, but at the same time he gives me so much reason to like him. So it's like every time he does something bad, I'll call him out on it. Every time he does something good, I'll give him credit. You know, and being that I want to be in this business and I've done my wrestling for 2 years, I understand how hard it is for any wrestler to do all this stuff. Like, I mean, I'll even understand someone like Eva Marie, who, you know, the fans don't like, and neither do I, in terms of in the ring. But I understand why it's so hard for her to, you know, um, to improve.
Eva, yeah. I really want her to succeed, but damn.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough because here's the thing.
And like
Sorry.
behind her current gimmick too, I was loving it. You know, I was like, you know what, this could work for her. If her in-ring skills build up, this gimmick is perfect. And then she goes and gets suspended, and then we still haven't seen her since. And I'm just like, well, okay.
Well, I mean, me personally, here's the thing. Here's the thing about her, man. She's been in there 3 years, right? And hasn't improved one time. That's where I gotta, like, be harsh on her. But at the same time, I gotta admit, she hasn't been, like, in the ring that much other than, I guess, NXT. But, you know, it's like, you have a personal coach in, Brian Kendrick, who for the Brian Kendrick. Yeah, my bad. Um,
Here's the thing, like she doesn't have the heart for it. She may say she does, but deep down she doesn't.
that's what it comes across as. Yeah.
Yeah, Eva Marie is trying to use the WWE as a stepping stool to get into Hollywood, or you know, bigger into the business industry, whatever she wants to do. But her heart and
Do
passion
an adult film.
to become a wrestler. Yeah, her heart does not into becoming a professional wrestler. Just like you said, she's been there 3 years now.
Yeah,
What has she done? You know, she's a
exactly.
beautiful woman. Don't get me wrong, and she's wrestling on those levels, but she doesn't have the heart to be the women's champion. I mean, she
Yeah,
says she does, but it's like, no, you don't. And she's even being called out on it. Like I watch some of the Divas, so
I don't. Me personally, that's just a contradiction to the women's division. Like when I watch that, I just like I've never even seen one episode. I can't.
because of my buddy's wife, because she watches it, but she doesn't watch wrestling. So I'm
Right.
like, oh, you don't watch wrestling? Did you watch this? Okay. So I'd watch with her,
Heh.
and I kind of got into it. And there was a whole season where the Divas hated Eva because they called her out on her heart not being into it. You know, and it's like
Yeah.
they were right. They're absolutely right.
Yeah. Now, one person who I think doesn't deserve this type of hate is Dana Brooke. Because
No, not at all.
because here's the thing, she's green as grass. She's new. It's like her first year. She didn't even come up through the indies. None of that. You know, on top of that, you know, after she sustained an injury and, you know, she got caught up to the main roster prematurely. You know, so it's like,
Very prematurely.
you know,
I was
it's
shocked when she got drafted. I was like, wait, what?
so it's like how I can't hate that. Like at first I did get mad about it, but that was mostly because the decision was to call her up before they called up Bailey. You know, not so much against Dana Brooke the person. And you know, I wish I had made myself more clear then, because now I just hate to come across as a guy who hates certain wrestlers, because realistically I don't hate any of the wrestlers. You know,